Well, we talked about this story, but on a national level earlier in the show. Now, here locally, the port strike gridlock has some shoppers stocking up across the Gulf Coast. And one popular item that always seems to go first is toilet paper. Several major retailers across Mobile have almost empty shelves of this household item, and others too.
We've seen this happen before with the COVID pandemic. Our Ariel Mallory taking a look at some of those stores. And Ariel, you also spoke with a professor at South about how this panic shopping creates a bigger problem.
Yeah, it really does, Lenise and Shelby. Now, Professor Peter Simonson says we're almost creating the problem ourselves because we're buying up all the supply, creating the shortage.
You said it more succinctly than I did. A lot of it's kind of we're making the problem ourselves.
As thousands of dock workers remain on strike, many people are concerned supply shortages are on the way.
Save our future, save our job.
On Tuesday, dock workers hit the picket lines, demanding a pay increase. The contract for the Longshoremen's Association expired at midnight, a 77% increase proposal on the table. The U.S. Maritime Alliance offering only a 50% increase over the next 6 years. Well, now, shelves at major retailers are emptying quick. The main item to go first, toilet paper.
Things like toilet paper, bottled water, it's just, from a supply standpoint, it's just not a problem.
Peter Simonson is an assistant professor at the University of South Alabama, focusing on supply chain management. Simonson says the panic that people go into to stock up on certain household items isn't quite necessary.
90% of the toilet paper in the United States is made in the United States. The other 10% in Canada never sees a port. However, if people, like all of us, start to get worried and start to buy heavily, then there can be a disruption. Even if there's not a port problem, even if there's not a supply chain problem, there's a demand problem, and they clear out the shelves because everybody gets nervous and worried.
Simonson says if the port strike continues long term, it may make it more difficult for items such as fruits, alcohol, furniture, and auto parts to get here. But he says we're a long way from that.
Perishable fruits and vegetables. We get tremendous amount of our fruits and vegetables from Central and South America. Interestingly enough, things like beer and wine and spirits, a lot of what comes from Europe, and you can't just put those on a train and get them here, so we'll start to see more shortages and price increases on those items.
As the port strike carries on, Professor Simonson says the economy is well prepared to handle it.
As we're preparing for it in general, also the strike has kind of been on the table for a while, but for the economy as a whole, we're pretty resilient. We have a very strong free market. People find a way to get people what they want to buy one way or another.
Now, this is the first time in decades dock workers have gone on strike. The last time was in 1977. Now, as of now, no resolution has been made. Live right now in the studio, Ariel Mallory, Fox 10 News.